You were recording, were you?
I was.
Oh, okay. Well, as we go out of this semester and go to the next one, I guess I would just have to say I look forward to completing this entire list. Fingers crossed, because we're gonna do it. No need to cross my fingers. Fingers might cross.
5 years later, I think about the bucket list now and again, and I think that had Patrick and Teresa and Joe and Faustina not convinced me, I feel like I would have spent so much of my time in a box when there's so much more to explore.
People definitely look at it and they see it and they say, oh, this will be fun to try, this will be fun.
What if we just did all 100 things and recorded it?
Completing all 100 items, definitively, with proof. We were the first that I know of to really attempt to do that.
Be that thing that really brought the five of us closer together.
It all started when we first got here.
Faustina, Patrick, Teresa, Joe, and I were just sitting in the girls' dorm doing nothing.
Fall Fest, which is typically where people learn about clubs and organizations and get involved with everything, had been rained out.
Yeah, we just didn't have a lot to do. It was like first semester, freshman year, didn't have a lot going on.
And so then, it came to one of those nights that all five of us were in the dorm room.
We're getting crazy in here with our crossword puzzle.
Patrick goes onto his computer and he types into Google, things to do at UNC.
I don't know how, but came up on my screen somewhere, just a Daily Tar Heel article, UNC bucket list, just a whole big list. So I start just reading these things out to everybody who is in the room, just going down the list, argue with the pit preacher, swim in the pool, play racquetball. We have racquetball? Who knew? So
Joe was there, and Patrick specifically talked about this to Joe because Joe at this point already knew that he wanted to do film.
This lens is specifically made for scuba diving, focusing underwater.
And I was looking for a new project. And so then Patrick kind of suggests, he's like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we were the first ones to complete and document this UNC bucket list?
And then I remember, me personally, I remember I perked up a little and I was like, that actually sounds kind of cool. I figured it'd be a more interesting way to spend my time than sitting on a futon playing Xbox.
It was in that very moment. It was like, why don't we do something really cool?
It was just a small little idea turned into a huge ordeal, but you know. The bucket list itself is 100 items that you can do while you're here at Carolina.
It includes all kinds of things, just ranging from having a bagel to, traveling across the state.
This is like the classic Carolina experiences. These are, things that everybody does or should do, things that people love to do while they're here.
It tastes like knowledge.
I would say an item becomes bucket list worthy when it's either so ingrained in kind of what the Carolina culture is, but the other thing that makes an item bucket list worthy is something that everyone should do. While you're at Carolina, you got 4 years here. You should go to Wilmington, lay out on the beach, check it out. You should go to Asheville in the fall, see the foliage, see the leaves change. So it's really about what you will do and what you should do.
A little bit of experience, a little bit of something that you'll always remember. You might not always remember every single trip to Yopo, or you might not always remember every single fry that you ate at Linda's. But when you leave and come back, as an alumni, you'll be able to see, I did that. I went to Yopo, I had Yopo there with some people. Or I had lunch, I met up with some of my teachers in office hours. It's just like something that you can bring home, wherever your home is.
I think this one.
I was kind of sleeping during that part of the show.
Right at the beginning, we decided that unless all 5 members were there, it didn't really count.
We wanted everyone to have the experience because that's what the bucket list is about.
Got to run to the basketball game to get there on time and for everybody. Everyone's waiting on me.
So at first that was easy, get 5 people together, go out to Mama Dips, eat some southern country food.
A lot of them was like, just go to some place and do something, like walk across the sundial.
As soon as sophomore year hit, we all started getting busier, and we all started actually getting lives.
Hands down, one of the biggest challenges, especially as we went through, was scheduling.
Especially when Bryce was taking theater courses, Joe was taking communications courses. I was focusing on my pharmacy.
Every once in a while, we'd have a meeting and be like, are we on track?
Like, some of these are going to take more planning than others. Yeah. Some of these we really have to think about.
Sophomore year, whenever it became more apparent that it was going to be difficult, 50 items in 2 semesters seemed huge, but being able to hit the last 50 in the next 5 semesters seemed nigh impossible.
We had no idea how to do it. 100 items, that's 25 items a year.
How many are we on right now?
This is 54.
All right. What's our goal for the end of the semester?
63.
Like they say, 100 things to do before you leave, and but they're not actually serious. Like they don't expect anyone to do all of it.
1 stadium.
It was absolutely intimidating just to see how many list items there were. There's 100 of them, and you're supposed to finish that in 4 years.
Away we go.
For me, it felt too big.
I feel like jelly.
It didn't seem that intimidating at first, but it definitely did get intimidating once all the most of the easy ones were gone.
And I realized that this was going to take all 4 years of our life.
That's when it hit me. It's like, oh, we're doing this.
It got scary a little bit.
I started thinking, are we going to do this?
Well, I finished. Legs are shaking. My head hurts. It's really bright. It's really hot. I could say that I did it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lay down now.
We started scheduling once a week, and that day, I think it was a Wednesday, we'd schedule every Wednesday, and I said, yes, it's Alpine Day. I love sandwiches, I love bread, I love bagels, I'm all about it. We decided that if every single one of us, tried individually to get a bagel, it was just gonna not make sense. So we decided that, okay, let's all meet once a week, let's get it done.
I got the ham Sammy, the polo, the Tuscan turkey,
The Triple Club,
Pilgrim's Pride, the Good Morning Camper,
the Oval Office,
Denver Omelet, Butcher's Mile High Club, the John Wayne, Presidential Pardon.
I feel like to eat this, I should know who John Wayne is.
And we've finally eaten all 22 sandwiches on that menu. We decided, okay, we gotta pick a winner.
I got the Chipotle turkey on a sun-dried tomato basil bagel. Best freaking sandwich at Alpine. It's delicious, definitely like one of my top ones.
This is my favorite sandwich here.
Give me your review.
I don't like cold cut sandwiches.
This is gonna be a long bucket list item then.
A student at UNC is gonna go to Alpine. They're gonna get a bagel. It's one of those things that is part of the culture of being a student at UNC. Middle of class change, lunchtime, you go to Alpine. You don't really want to do dining hall food, you go to Alpine. It's almost midnight and you really are craving that delicious jalapeno cream cheese, you go to Alpine. It's just something that everybody does. And so eating every sandwich off the menu is just an extension of it.
And I am a happy camper on this fine morning because I like breakfast. This is a breakfast bagel.
Just a good old sausage and egg bagel. That's my jam.
Probably the most difficult bucket list item, at least for us, was winning an intramural championship t-shirt.
Well, to preface everything, we are not very athletic people.
Our first thought was, okay, is there something that's easy, something that not a lot of people do? So since I am probably the most athletic out of us, and I have a lot of experience with hockey, I think we might have a shot with hockey. So then step 2 of this is teaching a bunch of people who do not know how to play hockey well enough to win a championship.
Where are you going? Are you driving down net? Are you going wide?
I had meetings where we talked about strategies.
I want you guys to watch Storm how he is the first one there every time he doesn't give up.
I gave motivational speeches.
Feel ready to play hockey.
I mean, in every way, I was doing everything I could to get this championship.
We are getting this championship. We don't just want this t-shirt, we want the win. Bag up, son. Bag up, son.
Bag up, bag up!
Bag up! Bags on 3. 1, 2, 3, bags!
And it didn't go well.
What happened last game?
We lost. Yeah, I had fun. So I've been practicing.
There's not much to say here, you guys.
We unfortunately got scored on one more time, making it 8-0, and it is the end of the game.
And we played and played every season for intramurals, and we got better every time, but in the end, it just didn't quite happen.
It came down to our final year here at UNC, and we still hadn't won this t-shirt. And so to me, that meant we needed to do everything we possibly could, and so that's exactly what I did. I spent as much time as I humanly could in intramural sports.
So I'm about to go play 5 volleyball games for Project Bucket. I mean, I've been in so many intramurals. I've been in hockey, volleyball, which is volleyball in a racquetball court.
You see, the bucket list says that you have to win an intramural championship t-shirt. It doesn't say you have to win an intramural championship.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to win an intramural championship t-shirt from Justin, who has an intramural championship t-shirt.
Yay. Each of us have come up with a challenge for Justin that is specific to us.
So we have 3 minutes to fill in as much as we can
Okay.
of the periodic table. You got 3 wrong.
Yeah, look at that t-shirt. It's so cool.
You're gonna paint my nails, and I have a theme. For my final verdict, I'm gonna have to choose her.
And I present to you this victory t-shirt. Congratulations. I thought since this is an intramural sports challenge that I should challenge Justin to sports. Esports.
Yeah. Well done, Patrick. Well done.
Bumper pool.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you. I feel so proud to have this shirt. I'm going to see mine now.
It came down to the end of the night. I was the only one who didn't have a t-shirt. And literally, I just said, okay, breath holding competition. And I held my breath for 40 seconds.
Hey! Yeah, all right!
And that's how I finally won an intramural championship t-shirt. How wonderful.
Oh, congratulations, Justin.
We're gonna go crash the floor.
Yeah. Let's do it.
There's a ticket for being parked illegally.
Don't get a parking ticket, because you still have to pay.
What are you guys doing?
Good.
Anything we can help with the camera?
They made us turn off. We are here. Kimball is there.
The solar station having. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was summer junior year. We went and swam in the fountain.
We were just happily playing 1 minute, and then there's like bright light in our face.
And then we got arrested. We didn't get arrested, but close enough.
Every time I come across a fountain, I want to swim in it.
Me too.
Every single time.
Without fail.
Dance marathon. I didn't know how much I would not like it.
You excited?
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever looking forward to it.
I don't know how much you know about Patrick, but Patrick hates dancing.
Dude, how excited are you? So pumped. So pumped? Yeah. Dude, I'm pumped.
So Patrick did not like Dance Marathon. And we all knew this coming into it.
The first part of it was good because, you know, the whole point of the event is that you sign up and you raise money, you know, for this charity that is, you know, trying to help families that have children with cancer. So we all did that. After you've raised all the money, then you all go to the gym together and you all stand up and then you stay standing for 24 hours. I thought maybe we were gonna like do some volunteer work or something while we were standing up, but it was literally just like this kind of weird party that just lasted for 24 hours and you couldn't sit down. And at the end, they just like, they did a big reveal of like how much money we raised. It just felt like this big, like arbitrary, weird, really long event.
During Dance Marathon, everybody, literally everybody, was tired. And it's so much harder when you don't like to dance and you don't like big crowds who are dancing around you. And Patrick Hahn doesn't like either of those things.
I was always gonna do it. We were always gonna do it. Doing Dance Marathon wasn't the goal. The goal was to do everything.
I need to stop complaining about it, but I don't have anything else to talk about.
There's all these things that we want to do, and we are not going to do them all unless we do the things we don't want to do, because that's what keeps pushing us to finish everything.
The bucket list has something for everybody, but not every item is for everybody.
He did it. No matter what, you know, at the end of the day, he did it. And I respect him for that.
There were time-specific things and event-specific things, some things that we had to work around because they didn't exist anymore, like the ladies who would sell flowers on Franklin Street.
When we looked at the bucket list, we were like, I've never seen any ladies on Franklin before giving out flowers, you know. That's kind of an odd request or whatever.
To preface this bucket list item, there were 2 older ladies in the 70s who grew flowers in their backyard. And these 2 ladies were part of the street vendor crew, you could say, that sold these flowers. These 2 just wanted to give back and be a part of the community here and doing their own part in their own way.
So hey, what are we about to do?
About to get some flowers from the florist. We're supposed to buy flowers from the ladies on Franklin Street, but they don't really do that anymore. They don't sell flowers on Franklin Street, so we're getting flowers from a florist that is on Franklin Street.
Unfortunately, 3 weeks before we filmed, 3 weeks before we even got to doing the bucket list item, the last of the 2 ladies passed away.
After talking to the owner of Chapel Hill Florist, I found out that actually about 3 weeks ago was when the last of the flower ladies actually died, passed away.
Oh my God.
So I think it's a really good time that we're doing this. I think it'd be really good if people want to kind of maybe tell a little bit of the story as you're giving the flowers out.
The way that we completed the item was very emotional. We were given red daisies from the University Florist, a flower shop on Franklin. We decided to give these flowers out to people on Franklin and tell the story of the flower ladies of Franklin.
Hello, would you like a flower? Sure. Here you go. Thanks. That's it? Yeah. That's good. Would you like a flower? Here you go.
I think in terms of what it meant to put it in honor of those ladies is to bring it back to the community, bring it to these people who they wanted to grow these flowers, they wanted to sell these flowers, they wanted to share what they had. I think that was the heart of this story. The heart of everything that they did is that they wanted to share what they had. And so in completing this, in doing this in honor of them, we shared what we had to give.
So, well, we're going to start by showing you on the laptop some of the old footage that you have.
Okay.
And if you can just watch it and just react as you're watching it. So anything you're thinking, just kind of say out loud.
like that YouTube video
Yeah,
channel that's like people react to. Okay.
So first video.
First video ever. All right. Wow. Oh boy.
You look so young. Oh my gosh.
Wait, this is the first recording we ever did? We're so uncomfortable in front of the camera.
I was such a child back then.
To be at the start of something like this and capture that kind of first moment when we decided we were going to do it.
Oh my God. This is so old.
So we're setting out on our first bucket list item.
Bucket list number 1, the SRC.
I don't like watching myself.
Gosh, it's a crazy thought that that's how we started, is we all just went into this racquetball court and started hitting around a ball. And that was number 1 of 100 things we would do.
Oh, racquetball. Oh, racquetball. Oh, I don't want to do that ever again. So basically, this was the first one that we did. We all met in my dorm room. We're all getting dressed. I'm putting my sweatshirt on. We head out. When we get to Fetzer, we sign in, get our brackets, and we go into the room. And oh my God, this room is terrifying.
So all 5 of us go to play and we're having a great time. But Faustina was a bit more timid.
She was just like not having it.
I just had kind of have like an instinct, like a kind of like a natural fear of just waving arms.
At first she was kind of hiding in the corner, didn't want to get anywhere near it.
I think she thought we were playing dodgeball. Something like it looked like she was like just hiding in the back and spending most of the time like, how can I avoid the ball?
But by the end of the like 2-hour session that we spent just in those courts, I think she had really come into the idea of like, it's a great thing to do. It's super fun. You're not gonna get hurt. And I think she started having just as much fun as everybody else.
It was awesome to see her kind of grow into it. And maybe if she didn't like it, maybe it wasn't her favorite thing, but she still did like it and like us enough to give it a shot.
It's something that you really just gotta try. Even if it was something insignificant, it really kind of pulls everything together. You can't really define a journey by a storyline, I guess. It's just by little moments that you can remember. And just doing this journey, like all the moments are just precious.
Getting to the end of senior year, the end of my college career, and getting to that day where you do what only seniors are allowed to do, climb the bell tower.
4 years later, 4 years after we started our first one, we finally got to our last item.
We were finally going to complete this list. It was the last one.
That all kind of hit me that morning when we were sitting outside the bell tower and realizing that it wasn't all for nothing.
What am I feeling today? I'm feeling excitement, terrified for the future.
What are your thoughts?
It's early.
It's very much what's making graduation real to me.
Mostly just kind of considering how much we've done in the last 4 years and how, it sounds cliche, but just how far we've come.
We started off as freshmen doing all the little smaller items. As we continued on, we did bigger items and we kept doing bigger and bigger items. And today, this is the ultimate one. This is the one that says we are seniors. We finished our years and we did it, actually.
How's it feel?
Unreal.
And so to think that we're...
Not only did I study, not only did I do my work, not only did I get a job, not only did I do all this volunteering stuff and I did my things, but I also did this. This was something that defined my life at Kill. This is something that I can remember.
We're done. We've done it. And it wasn't until then that it really hit me that it had taken 4 years, but we did it. Five years later, I think about the bucket list now and again, and I think that had Patrick and Teresa and Joe and Faustina not kind of convinced me, I didn't need much convincing, but had they not convinced me to go along on this journey and to undergo this project, I feel like I would have spent so much of my time in a box when there's so much more to explore. And I realize I'm able to look back now and realize that we stepped out of the box and we never went back in.
These 4 years, even though they might end, they're never, the experiences, all my friends, all the friendships I have made, they're never gonna really end. Because what really matters is my time with them, my feelings that I've shared with them, my life with them. You know, it's all there.
Foxes have their holes and birds have nests, but my brother, I can't guarantee a place to lay your head, because where you're going, God only knows.
We've all changed a lot between when we started and when we finished.
Yeah, so pack your bags and we'll pack light for the road.
It's like amazing like how things were different.
My brother, there's no turning back. It's a one-way street. All your help will come from God and people you meet travel over hills and in the valley too.
I think that out of anything that people should take away from this entire project and this entire documentary is that if you want to try to do something, do it. If you want to go for something, go for it. And don't just try it, put your all into it. Because trying as hard as you can is what makes this entire experience worth it.
I just want to say thank you. Without the project, without being through all these things with you guys, it was the best moments of my life.
When you feel not enough, like your words, they don't have strength to get through. My ears are turned towards you, darling, you must know that even your whispers, they are in tune. Don't you know that I'll never stop loving you? Darling, just trust in me, and I'll get you through. We'll just let these hard times roll, and I'll break the waves. You just hold on when the weather is rough. This boat is enough.